Hi, my name is Jenny Lauren Dowden for Conduit News, and today we're joined once again with Jody Harris. She is the Republican primary candidate in the House District Race 25, and we're just here to catch up today on her campaign as well as the top issues that she sees facing the state. Hey, Jody, thanks for being here again.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first, just tell us a little bit about how your campaign is going.
We have got a lot of momentum going, and we've been really busy with fundraising and getting out into the district and speaking with constituents and really trying to get to the heart of how they feel things are going in this area, especially when it comes to their students in school and the way that medical freedom is affecting their jobs and their employment. And it's been wonderful to meet people, and it's been amazing to just hear different points of view.
You mentioned medical freedom, education. What other issues? Are those the main issues that you're hearing about from your constituents, or is there more?
We're hearing a lot of frustration from some of our constituents about parental rights and their inability to get inside their child's school. They're frustrated with not being able to see what's going on with the curriculum. And so parental rights are a huge issue that we're hearing from constituents that affect this district. And then medical freedom is another thing that we're hearing a lot from. We're not running on a campaign where we're anti-vaccine or anti-mask, but we want people to have the freedom to choose for themselves. And that's what our constituents want, is they want that freedom to choose.
We've talked about education is key. The lockdowns, the quarantines, the mask mandates, it's been a lot for our kids, the past, over a year, 2 years. Are you allowed back in your kids' classrooms yet? What does that look like?
Well, it's interesting because in some aspects, parents are allowed into the schools. Sporting events, we've been allowed to attend probably for the last 2 school years. There's still a lot of limits placed on parents volunteering in the classroom. We had an email come out from my son's classroom because they were going to do a science project where they were dissecting a sheep brain, and I have gotten to enjoy that with my daughters, and I'm not going to be able to do it in my son's classroom because it's limited. And it really doesn't make a lot of sense because we're not limiting the number of parents who can come and observe their kids in a sporting event. One amazing thing that happened this week is we were able to attend our daughter's choir concert for her winter concert, and it was so beautiful. It just felt like, for me, it just set the tone for what the Christmas season is all about. It was so beautiful, and I was so thankful. And we still have the kids going to school in masks in Fayetteville, so there's still a lot of work to be done to advocate for parents' rights and to advocate for our children.
You mentioned parents are discouraged by not being able to be in the schools, especially this time of year around the holidays. We recently saw that the Arkansas School Boards Association broke ties with the NSBA. Do you see that as a win? And if so, why?
Absolutely. I saw that as a huge win for the state of Arkansas. This district is very rural. And so students in Huntsville and Elkins and Fayetteville and Winslow and Mountainburg and Mulberry need to have the same opportunities as students across the state. And we all want our kids to get an excellent education. As taxpayers, we're funding that education, and we need to focus on what the product is coming out of our public schools. And so breaking ties with the National School Board Association is really important, so that money is not going to fund groups that are against parental rights and parental involvement in our school districts. They're taxpayer funded schools. We belong there. We belong there as volunteers and concerned parents, and we're there to help.
I know that you are involved with a parental rights organization in Northwest Arkansas. How is that organization going as far as fighting for parental rights? I know that it is pro school choice. Are you for school choice? And if so, what would that look like?
Absolutely. A few months ago, we started a Moms for Liberty chapter for Washington County, and there are 8 school districts in Washington County. And so we're excited that we have so many parents coming together to advocate for school choice and for opportunities. Not every child is built the same way. One public school may work for one child in one family, but then they may need to make a different choice based on the needs of the child. And so parents should have the freedom to choose that for their son or daughter.
Many people may know this, they may not. You're a mom of 4. If nothing else keeps you busy, that certainly would. like, what is your main motivation for, jumping in this race?
I don't want my kids to wake up in 10 years and say, Mom, and look at the landscape of Arkansas and the lack of freedom and the lack of liberty and say, Mom, why didn't somebody do something? My kids are jumping in on this campaign. They've hopped in on parade floats. They've helped make phone calls and visit constituents and gone to events. And I'm so proud of the opportunity that I have as a mother to teach them this awesome civics lesson about how our state is run.
I'm sure after hearing your story and this interview, probably people will be like, okay, how can I help her? So how can they specifically contact you? A website, social media?
Absolutely.
What is that?
Find us on Facebook, Jody Harris for State Representative, or you can contribute to our campaign through electjodyharris.net. We are a grassroots group, so we can use fellow parents and concerned citizens to get involved. We are always in need of volunteers. So reach out to me. One of my favorite things of being on the campaign trail is talking to people who value freedom, who value liberty, who are conservative minded. And it's just so encouraging to see these people reach out. So don't ever not hesitate to call me, because I love getting to visit with people and hear what their issues are.
Anything else that you want to mention that we haven't covered?
I don't think so, but thank you very much for having me.
We look forward to watching your campaign and come back soon.
Thanks.